All right, so today is November 9th, 2020, and my name is Michael DeLu, and you're listening to Pull Up the Tape. Pull up the tape. Stop playing with me, all right? Before I get into today's incredible podcast, I would like to thank everybody who has continuously supported me from the start of this journey to where I'm at now. I don't take it for granted. I really do appreciate it. Like, words can't even describe how much, like, the support. It's not much support, but the support that I'm getting right now is inspiring me to continue to keep going. As well as I see my ops are trash. So I'll have no issues overtaking these people moving forward, okay? Consistency, dedication, and patience. That's the recipe for success and the key to just everything you need in life, all right? So with that being said, I would like to ask that if you're listening to this podcast via any of the platforms that Anchor shares my podcast on, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, do me a favor and share this podcast with anybody you know that loves sports, basketball, football, soccer, MMA, boxing, whatever it is, share this with them. And if you're watching this podcast via my YouTube channel, do me a big favor. Like this video. Leave a comment under this video and subscribe to my channel. It's very simple. Very simple. Very easy, okay? And it helps me go. It helps me tremendously. I can't even put into words how much that helps me. All right, but I'm going to try to get to 100 subscribers before the end of this year. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. And if I don't, fuck it. Just keep pushing. All right, so with that being said, let's get into today's podcast. And bow, movie, viral, let's do it. All right, so Week 9 in the NFL had a host of very good games, but I'm gonna I only on the podcast I only talk about the ones that I feel the three that I feel like were either the most entertaining, contain the best storylines, or just have the best games, or just contain two teams that are in playoff races. Like for example, the Seahawks and the Bills played yesterday. I'm not talking about that on the main podcast, but I will be uploading a video on my YouTube channel to discuss where I further break down the entire matchup. I'll be breaking down all matchups moving forward for the rest of the season. There's going to be individual videos for each matchup every single week. NFL, all the top 5 teams in Europe, ACC matchups, Big 10, Big 12, all that, all right? So just wanted to let you guys know that. All right, but let's get into the first matchup of today's podcast. So the Saints, the New Orleans Saints, who that nation, took on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, okay? And let me start off by saying, I wouldn't even say they took on. The Saints smashed them 38-3, okay? But before I actually get into everything that happened, I want to say that, honest to God, this game did not play out the way I expected it to play out. And I think the score came as a surprise. The entire game came as a surprise. Everything that happened from the kickoff to 0-0.00 was a surprise to everyone. Well, maybe everything that happened in the first half was a surprise to everyone, because I don't think anybody picked the Saints to even if you did pick the Saints to win, I know for a fact you didn't pick the Saints to smash the Bucs the way they did. They played smash mouth football. It's crazy because Buccaneers were hitting their stride, and they had won. I don't know off the top of my head how many games in a row they won, but they're on a hot streak. And, they were even favored to win this game. Like they came in as the, I think 3 or 4 point favorite, and they were playing at home. And honestly, during the game, the Bucs didn't even look like they deserved to play the game, deserved to even be in the game. And the game was being played at their home stadium. So they didn't even deserve it. It looked like the Saints came in, took their candy, beat them up, and left. It was like a fucking stick up. That's what that game was like, a stick up. Give me everything and nobody gets hurt. That's what the Saints defense did to the Bucs offense. And that's what the Saints offense did to the Bucs defense. And you know what the crazy thing is? The Bucs have a very good defense. A very good defense. A very good defense. And just honestly, this game just showed me, like, Bruce Arians is not Bill Belichick. And I literally like I wasn't even I honest to God literally expected the Bucs to win. I'm happy I didn't bet anybody. I'm happy I didn't make myself look like an absolute jackass by going on YouTube and proclaiming that the Bucs are gonna make a statement win, because that's what I thought was happening, but they didn't do any of that. Not a damn thing. And at this point in the season, this is where the better teams are separating themselves from, the teams that don't really got it like that. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. I was looking for the Bucs to make a statement win, and just like, even if they didn't win the game, like play to the level of the Saints and let the Saints know that, if there is a chance we do meet again, it's gonna be a toss up. Like, that you guys are gonna have to bring your A game. But I feel like at this point the Saints feel like, oh yeah, we have the Bucs number. They can't fuck with us. They can't fuck with us. And the whole week you're just hearing about Antonio Brown coming back, blah blah blah, X, Y, and Z. It don't matter. That's what the Saints said. It don't matter. 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 That's all they said all game long. We are going to smash you, play smash mouth football. Bro, shout out to the Saints defense. Shout out to the Saints defense, bro. Anytime, bro, I don't even know what the fucking statistic is, but I know for a fact Tom Brady hasn't been held to 3 points often in his career. Like that's absurd. I could have led I honest to God think, like, whew. Shout out to the Saints defense. They played lights out. The Saints as a whole played lights out. But let me get into some of the key defining moments I feel like happened in the game. So in the first quarter, Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP, drops an interception. Literally drops an interception. I don't even understand how the fuck Drew Brees threw that ball or why he threw that pass, but that was literally one of the worst passes I've ever seen Drew Brees throw in my life. So that almost turnover, that same possession, like 2 plays later, Drew Brees finds Traquan Smith wide open in the back of the end zone. Obviously, it was a busted coverage, and the Saints go up 7-0. Later on in that quarter, Drew Brees finds Adam Trautman in traffic, 14-0. And in the first quarter, I honest to God, I feel like the Saints did a very, 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 very good job in establishing Alvin Kamara, the run game, and getting Michael Thomas involved, considering he hasn't played in fucking 2 months. And the reason why I feel the way about that is because Michael Thomas was my first round pick in fantasy, and yeah, well, you can imagine how that's going for me. Second quarter, man, I can't say this enough, man. Taysom Hill is that guy, man. He's a weapon. Niggas looking for a reason to pull a weapon out. That's what Sean Payton be saying. You're looking. I'm looking for a reason to put Taysom Hill in the game and go to work. He has a big play that set up Drew Brees' touchdown to Emmanuel Sanders, which allowed the Saints to go up 21-0. On the very next possession, Marcus Davenport tips a pass from Tom Brady, which gets intercepted. The Saints take that ball. Two big plays from Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara, and then they find their way into the end zone. They're up 28-0. Brady overthrows Gronk on 4th and 6. Brady gets picked off by Marcus Williams, man. Brady played, oh, man. Anyways, in the third quarter, the Saints make a defensive stand on the goal line. 4th and 7. The quarter is about to end in the third, and Tom Brady throws a duck of a pass that gets picked off. Like, Drew Brees throws that, man. Honestly, Drew Brees was clinical. 26 of 32, 222 yards, 4 touchdowns. Brady was not. 22 of 38, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Taysom Hill, man, 7 carries, 54 yards. Alvin Kamara, 9 carries, 40 yards. Mike Thomas, 5 catches, 51 yards. And Drew Brees connected with 12 different receivers, man. 12 of them things. 12 of them. All right. And I want to give all the praise to the Saints, because I mean, I'm pretty sure they were not favored to win this game, and they came in and played smash mouth football. So props to them. Props to Sean Payton for preparing his team to whoop ass. And I'm about to grill the fuck out of Tom Brady right now. He played horrible. But it wasn't just him. The offensive line played horrible as well. Tom Brady, on a lot of plays, he was under duress. Like, never really was able to get into like a consistent rhythm with his receivers. As you could tell, and even the play call was just bad. Like I I don't know. The play call needs to be better. They need the two worst games of the Bucs season have been against the Saints. That's not good. That is not good. That is not good at all. So they need to figure it out because, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. They need to figure it out because you can't, like, the Saints honestly feel like they have the Bucs number, and I honestly think they do. Like, next time I'll probably if there is another meeting, I'm gonna take the Saints. But I don't know. I guess it's it's really high. It's really hard to find a positive in this whole in this game because there were none. So for the Bucs, I mean, I guess no big injuries. I guess that's a positive. But other than that, yeah, not really much to talk about here. So the next game I want to talk about is the Dolphins and the Cardinals. Okay. And I'm picking this game because it had two of the brighter, like, honestly, man, the league is going to be in a very, very good hands once Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, who else is old as shit? Yeah, once those dudes are gone, Big Ben, Matt Ryan, once these dudes are gone, like, the league is going to be in a very good, because they have there's bright quarterbacks. There's like the young talent of quarterbacks. It's just incredible. You got Kyler. You have Justin Herbert. You have Tua Tagovailoa. Lamar Jackson. I don't know if we can still call Patrick Mahomes young, but I mean, he's in terms of how long the quarterbacks generally play now, he's pretty young. Like, so Deshaun Watson, like, there's a lot of quarterbacks from in the 23 to 26 range that are like the roof hasn't even been blown, like their spot hasn't even been blown up yet. And Sunday featured a matchup with two of those dudes I just named, Tua Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray. So the Cardinals took a loss to the Dolphins 34-31, and I honestly want to shout out to Brian Flores and the entire Miami Dolphins organization. The fact that these people are sitting at 5-3 right now is a shock to me. Like, I would have never expected that at the start of the season. Like, in the beginning of the season, you're hearing, this is going to be a redshirt year for Tua. They're going to let him just learn, get comfortable underneath the system, learn and soak up and learn as much as possible from Ryan Fitzpatrick, learn the offense, learn the scheme, learn how to read zones, learn how to read blitzes, learn how to, all these different things. And when Tua takes over, they're 3-3, and now they've won 2 games in a row against respectable teams, the Cardinals, actually against the NFC West, which is considered the best division in football. And they've won 2 games against those teams. So, and these are Tua's first 2 games as a starter in the NFL. So I want to honestly give a props to him. Like, oh man, Tua Tagovailoa, man, salute to you, brother. Let me get into his stats. So Tua went very, very efficient, 20 of 28 for 248 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 7 carries for 35 yards. And Kyler Murray, man, this dude is him. Kyler Murray, man, 21 of 26 for 283, 3 touchdowns, 11 carries for 106 yards and a touchdown. That's some Lamar Jackson shit. 106 yards on the ground? For real, too? Kyler, that's how you feel? Kyler, that's how you feel, bruh? That's how you feel? Oh, hey, Kyler is hard. Hey, Kyler's out here putting on for niggas that are under 6 feet. Yes, sir. All right, so I wanted to get into the game and talk about some of the big plays I feel like defined the game and, decided the game and blase. All right. So the very first quarter, Kyler fumbles and Shaq Lawson scoops it up and the Dolphins go up 7-0. Very next drive, Kyler connects with Max Williams and they tie the game up 7-7. Tua, the next possession, Tua puts together a great drive with clinical throws that ended in Xavier Howard punching it in from the goal line. And that's when, they were doing rollouts. He was sitting in a pocket, throwing dots, finding his receivers. He connected with Devontae Parker and Preston Williams several times. But Devontae Parker had 6 receptions for 64 yards. Preston Williams had 4 catches for 60 yards. And, it's good to see Tua building like some chemistry with these receivers because, these are the people who he's going to be feeding the ball moving forward. And just like, Tua didn't look like a rookie quarterback. He looked like he, been in the league for like 2-3 years. He was just, getting. But to think that this is him getting his feet wet, it's going to get really, 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 really tricky soon for the rest of the league. And it's going to get really tricky for the rest of the AFC East. The Bills and the Dolphins, oh, yeah. I don't know how that's something else I'm going to further discuss later. But Kyler connects with, man, I can't even, Kyler keeps taking steps and steps and steps in the right direction. Look, Kyler connects with Christian Kirk for 56 yards, and I can't even. I met Christian Kirk's mother once at a Rams versus Cardinals game like 2 years ago, Christian's rookie season, and it's just crazy to see. Like I was talking to her about her son, and we were talking, and I was just talking about the first time I ever saw Christian Kirk play was against Texas A&M, his rookie season, his freshman year, and no, they played ASU. Yeah, Texas A&M played ASU at Cowboys Stadium, and man, Christian Kirk balled that game, and just to see the progression he's made from then to now, from progression he's made from then to his rookie season to now, man, him and Kyler are on the same page. He is a great compliment to DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald and Andy Isabella. The Cardinals are doing something right. They are doing something right. Shout out to their management of the front office. They are doing it right. He connects with Christian Kirk, 14 up. Miami puts together a good run, a good drive, and Tua connects with Preston Williams twice, and then on the second connection, that's when they score a touchdown. And then also Tua leads another scoring drive right before halftime, and then the Dolphins get 3 on the board. Third quarter, man, the whole game, Kyler was just – I'm just going to keep going back and forth between Kyler and Tua because both of these dudes played excellent football. Kyler scores on a QB keeper, makes the game 31-24. And it was just there's so many different plays where just Kyler's just showing off his footwork and his agility and his speed and just his ability to get to the man, Kyler is dangerous, man. He's doing everything that he did in Oklahoma in the NFL. Everything. There's nothing he can't do. His deep ball is beautiful. His mid-range. His intermediate ball, beautiful. Man, he puts the ball on the money. Oh my God, he's a problem. The play of the game, I will say, is came on a 2nd and 4 when Tua almost got sacked and evaded about 4 defenders and picks up 17 yards and caps that drive with a touchdown pass to Mike Gesicki, and then that ties the game up 31-31. On the next possession, the Dolphins walk down the field and get the game-winning field goal score, which at that point, obviously nobody knew that because the Cardinals were able to drive the ball down the field and attempted a field goal, but it was unsuccessful, so that's when the game ended. So the Dolphins won 34-31. Shout out, Dolphins played a pretty good game. I'm proud of them. Shout out to them. I want to get into Chase Edmonds and the rest of Kyler's supporting cast. Chase Edmonds, 25 yards for 25 yards, 25 carries for 70 yards. I already talked about Christian Kirk's massive game. He had five catches for 123 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, solid game, 5 catches for 54 yards. DeAndre Hopkins had the most quiet game of the entire season. He only had 33 catches. No, I said 33. He had 3 catches for 30 yards. That was a little surprising to me and a little disappointing because, I feel like a player of his magnitude should never be held to anything under 50 yards. Like he was only targeted. He wasn't. I think he was only targeted once, or if 0 times, then it was only one. If not 0, it was only once in the entire first half. That should never happen again. That can never happen again. Never again. Never happen again. All right. And to the last game that I want to cover today. Honest to God, I'm not even gonna grill the fuck out of the Cowboys the way I would like to, because honest to God, they actually played a good game. Okay, so they lost 24-19, but I'm not gonna lie, they actually played a good game. It's the crazy thing is I was with somebody who likes the Cowboys earlier in the day, and like as soon as I saw the person, I told them how happy I am that the Cowboys fucking suck. Like the Cowboys are terrible, and I'm like that. Anybody who knows me knows that I genuinely dislike the Cowboys. Like the same way I genuinely dislike racism. I genuinely dislike traffic. I genuinely dislike when people get my order wrong, or just like when I like the way I genuinely dislike bad things is the same way I genuinely dislike the Cowboys. But anyways, I want to give a shout out to the Cowboys. I, for one, thought that the Cowboys would lose every single game remaining on their schedule because they didn't look like a good football team. They didn't even look like a good college football team. And they looked like a team that honestly couldn't win anything. But yesterday proved me wrong because the Cowboys defense started off strong and honestly held the Steelers in check for most of the first half. And it was honestly crazy to see. Garrett Gilbert got his first start of the season. He played good, not great. But if you watch anything that from Cowboys fans, they'll tell you he played with great confidence, composure, blah blah blah. No, he played decent. He played better. Like he played decent. He played better than whoever the fuck started for the Cowboys last season. Last week, don't start him anymore. Oh no. And it was crazy to see how good and how good he played for given the situation and given all the injuries on the Cowboys offensive line and blase and the whole situation they're going through right now. He played good, not great. Again, and considering he was playing against like one of the best defenses in the NFL, he played good, not great. But I want to shout out to Tony Pollard. Seems like the Cowboys finally have an actual like complementary back to Zeke in his running style. Tony Pollard seems like he has an extra gear. The Cowboys defense, for the most part, made Big Ben uncomfortable, and that's all the praise I'm going to give them. Zeke had 18 carries for 51 yards. Tony Pollard had 9 carries for 57. CeeDee Lamb had 4 catches for 71 yards and touchdown. Mari Cooper had 5 catches for 67 yards. Garrett Gilbert went 21 of 38 for 243 yards and a touchdown and an interception. And that interception, honestly, is what sealed the game. It didn't seal the game, but definitely if the Cowboys were to get points on that possession where he threw the interception, man, they would have actually won the game. But they didn't. So, ha. I want to salute the Steelers for their defense, man. Their defense stepped up when it needed to step up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, in the second half of the game, like they played solid. They played solid ball. Like, and in the fourth quarter, like I said, second half they came up with turnovers. They forced CeeDee Lamb to fumble. And they got that interception because of the pressure of their defensive line. Man, their defensive line is ferocious. They lead the league in sacks, so it's no. And the Cowboys had a terrible defensive line, so it kind of knew what the fuck was gonna happen with that matchup. But to get into Steelers, they didn't really have a rush attack today. Like they only mustered up 46 yards on the ground. Big props and shout out to Juju Smith-Schuster. 6 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 6 catches, 77 yards. Chase Claypool, 8 catches, 69 yards. Until the Steelers lose, I guess I have to anoint them the best team in the league. I don't think they're the best team in the league, but I guess I have to anoint them that. I mean, I think the best team in the league is not them. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I think the Chiefs will beat them. I think, when they play, if they do play in the playoffs. But props to the Steelers, man. Like, good teams find a way to win and bad teams find a way to lose. And that's what we saw yesterday with the Steelers and the Cowboys matchup. And the Steelers moved to 8-0 for the first time in franchise history. Man, that must be a great feeling. My team would never, the Jaguars would never go 8-0. The day the Jaguars go 8-0, I will run butt-ass naked through the street. I don't see that ever happening. But, hey, I mean, it wouldn't be my first time running butt-ass naked through the street. But those are the slates. Those are the games for the games I want to highlight from Week 9 of the NFL season. Thank you guys for listening. And the last thing I actually want to talk about was the NBA, the NBA's 2020-2021 season. So it has been announced that the NBA will be resuming December 22nd. And I've actually seen a lot of people that I don't know. It seemed like they had mixed reviews on the whole thing and just all this other stuff and just injuries and blah 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 and all these different things and So I saw an interesting thing on ESPN where where they showed all the different teams and how long they've had off since the last time they played. So for the 8 teams that didn't make the bubble, from that until the start of the season, December 22nd, they would have had 286 days off. For the teams that made the bubble but didn't make the playoffs, they would have 129 days off. For the teams that lost in the conference finals, they would have had 86 days off. And for the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers, who made the NBA finals, they would have had 72 days off. And honest to God, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Let's start this up. Like honestly, I want basketball to get back to starting ASAP because like, let's not act like these teams, all these, like, all the teams that did play in the playoffs, like, okay, if you went to the bubble and didn't go to playoffs, you played 1 month of like maybe not even 1 month, like 3 weeks of not even 3 weeks, maybe like I think like 2 weeks and a half of basketball. So there was a season, right? Then 4 months off, then you play 2.5 weeks of basketball. I mean, I think you should be ready for a season to start in December. Like, okay, if you haven't played since early August and you're playing and the season starts in December, I don't see the issue. If you didn't and that's the teams that didn't make the bubble. So that means you had almost 4 months off. Come on. The teams who lost in, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there was a substantial, like, first of all, the fact that there was a 4-month layoff. The 4 month like let's not like a 4 month layoff is that's like a whole off season. A whole off season. So that was their off season, okay? That was their off season. So let's roll it out. Let's get the 2021 season cracking again. Like, you feel me? So the Lakers can run it back and bring another chip to LA so I can run butt ass naked again. Stop playing with me. All right. I'm excited for the draft. That's November 18th. I'm excited for training camp to start. That's December 1st. I'm excited for the season to start. Oh, yeah, we ready, baby. It's lit. Like a bitch. Let's get it. All right. So my name is Michael DeLu, and you just been rocking with me for Pull Up the Tape. And honest to God, this episode right here, this is probably one of my best episodes ever. Like, I brought that energy the whole way. All right. And with that being said, I'm going to say it again. If you're watching this podcast via my YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. If you're not watching it on my YouTube channel, you're listening to this, man, share this podcast with anybody you know that loves sports, man. We're on the road to 50 episodes. This is episode 37. This is episode 37. Once it gets to 50, oh, yeah, it's going to get Easty. It's going to get Easty in here once it gets to 50. Let it get to episode 50. Y'all going to see what I got in store for you. All right, man. And with that being said, bow! Movie, shake the room, viral.